We are live for Flock University at the bunker in Latham. I think the first time I've ever seen a twinkle in Coach's eye that rivals that is what it looks like when he looks at Nani is when he walked into the bunker today. Everybody, is Flock University, your head coach, your general manager of your 2-0 Albany Firebirds, Damon Ware.
Love it. Glad to see the Flock out tonight. We're at the bunker. We got football and golf. I'm super excited. Let's go.
I got so tired of you guys not showing me any love. I brought my own. I got Harold love right here. That's what I said. I bring my own love. Father Time is here. Father Time took a little time off. All right. My name is Jeff Levack. How you guys doing? Are you having fun?
Hey.
I love this place. By the way, the Colony Chamber of Commerce is here tonight, so it's a big night for the bunker. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. It's a networking event, and, of course, the guys are getting their goodie bags, their travel bags, thanks to Flock support. So a lot of cool things all coming together. However, the one thing that I know everybody wants to talk about, hard-fought game down in Nashville. Coach Ware, can you walk us through that? There was a couple moments where if I didn't believe in you guys as strongly as I do, I would have got a little nervous.
Yeah, that was a good football team. They added about 12 really, really good veteran players over the last about week and a half. No film on all the new guys. So, again, it was kind of a tough road of getting prepared for them, not having a lot of data on them. So it was really a game we had to show up and kind of, fight our way through it and make adjustments throughout the game. They had two defensive ends that have been top 3 in sacks the last couple of years. So this was not a bad football team. And so bringing in Cato, a guy that threw for, 14,000 yards at Marshall, there was a lot of really good players on that team. So thought the game went very well, played 4 quarters of ball, played good in all phases of the game. And ultimately came out with a win. It was hard fought. Obviously, both offenses scored every possession in the first half. In the second half, our defense had 4 turnover on downs, and that was the key to the game. And that's what we've been talking about all along is we've got to create a top 3 defense. It's just our time to be known for some defense as well. So I think our defense is finally starting to kind of take on the mentality of our coaching staff, and we're starting to move that direction. So I was real proud as a coach just to see everything that was going on. And we ultimately came out with the win, and that was big because we needed that kind of test. We needed to fight through some things, go through some adversity, and close it out at the end. And that was very special for us.
I mean, obviously, like every win is big. Every W is big. This is, Darren Arbette. He's a 2011 AFL Hall of Famer. I know that you have the ultimate respect for him. I saw him with you before I even knew who he was at AFU in Chicago. And I saw that you two together had the respect for each other. That's got to be a good feeling when it's not about anything other than X's and O's. I just want to beat you because I can. That's got to be a good feeling. One of the few times we've been able to get into something and somebody doesn't already dislike us because maybe my big mouth or whatever. That had to be a good feeling.
Yeah, Coach Arbette's, again, he's, his career spoke for itself. He's had a great run. He's done some special things, in the arena football game, even outside of it. Tremendous amount of respect. Enjoy every moment I've hung out with him. So, again, it's always fun to beat guys that are really something in the business. And so, that's the challenge every week is, we want to line them up and we want to knock them down. And so beating somebody like him is special, but it's just one game. We've still got several more games to go, and we've got a lot to do to reach the goals that we have, which is the playoffs.
I feel like she's got her own intro now. Nani is checked in. Hello, fam. That's from Nani, everybody. Nani says hi.
Fan Club Nani.
Now, here's the thing. I know that, like, Nani is fiercely protective of her man. You love golf. Like, she's A, but A- is golf. I'm surprised she's not here watching you. You might go fall asleep with a putter in your hand.
Yeah, she knows my few things that I get to do and have fun with. And so ultimately, yes, that's football, that's golf, and that's family. And I do all those things to the best of my ability.
All right, so we don't call you the professor for nothing. Steve Losbury brings this up. Professor taught the refs what an illegal blitz was. I tried to explain this on the show, and Coach, you probably be way better at it than me. These refs, they're brought in. They're certified refs, but they're brought in. They're given the rule book, but reflectively, like just pure reflex, every once in a while, I think they go back to the rules they know from the outdoor game, and that's when somebody like you has to go, hold on, whoa, wait a minute, come here. Let me explain to you why that's what it is. Please explain to everybody the illegal blitz and how were the refs receptive to you when you went in and tried to explain it to them.
So, obviously you can't really see all that goes on in a game, just from the TV copy. But, first and foremost, I have a tremendous amount of respect for referees. I know all that they do for the outdoor game, the couple of clinics they have to go to every year that are highly expensive, all the training they do, the weekly trainings, having every one of your, calls being scrutinized. So I get it, and I respect that wholeheartedly. Obviously arena football, it's different rules. And so you could be really, really good at the college level and still kind of not have all the nuances down of the AFL. And so those things happen. And early in the season, again, it's everybody's trying to do their best to put on the best games possible. So I don't always put a lot of things on the refs, but there's obviously things that go on where it's like, here's the rules. I know what the rules are. You're telling me that this rule isn't a rule. And that can be frustrating. And so really this conversation of the illegal defense started in the first quarter. And I went to them and said, hey, they are leaving early. There's the two guys that can twist on the defense is the nose guard and the MAC linebacker. They were both leaving early on a regular basis, and that's a huge advantage. So they're going to get the jump. They're going to get into a gap early, which then, kind of throws our protections off. And so it was happening from very early in the game. And so I talked to the official. So he's telling me that's not illegal defense. That's just an offsides on the defense. And I'm like, no, it's illegal defense. And so I'm just like, now if you're going to mess up a bunch of rules and all that, then just call the game fairly. But the second I think that you're making some calls each way, I'm going to have a problem with it. So I was real patient with them. Obviously I think that crew was their first game. So I was patient about it, but I kept, hey, you see them leaving early. That's illegal defense. So we kept talking about it throughout the game. The call that really, that we got overturned and finally dealt with, again, I was on the field as like, I just can't believe that in the course of halftime and the rest of the game that we haven't come to a moment that we figured out what this call is. And I said, again, so there was another official that was up in the stands. And so in that second half, I was like, hey, can you call upstairs, have him call the head of officials if that's what needs to be done. But I'm telling you without any,
right,
doubt in my mind that you're miscalling this part of the game. So through the course of it, we went slow. Like I said, I slowed the game down a little bit to give them some time to go through those motions. Obviously, again, he looked over and he kind of gave me the look, and I threw my flag back out there, and I was like, I know what I'm saying is right. So obviously we got the call. Their MAC linebacker, their nose left early. Had they been doing all game, and so it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like this didn't happen several times. And I tried to challenge it earlier, and they denied me. And so, like I said, it was early in the game. It didn't really bother me, but at crucial moments, we got to have everybody on the same page, calling the same rules. And so there was a couple calls that were made that were just kind of, Dwayne had caught, in the first drive a ball up against the wall, and they called it incomplete. And then Nashville's came back and they caught a ball off the wall, and it was a completion. And I was just, if we're going to make them all wrong, let's make them all wrong. If we're going to make them all right, let's make them all right. Just don't do it where it's the one side's getting the benefit, not the other. And so that's my only thing with refereeing is I'm okay. If you want to let the kids play and we play hard and aggressive and we do it both ways, I'm all for that. Tell me that before the game. Hey, we're going to keep out of it. We're going to step back a little bit. We're going to get all the safety stuff, all the, again, any kind of aggression or any of those things. We'll get all those calls, but everything else, we're going to let you play through it. Hey, I'm all for it.
That's fun to watch.
And I'll come to my players and say, hey, you know what? They're gonna let you guys play it out, and we can prepare for those things. So it was just a great, example of coming together consistently through the course of the game and finally making a call that was right. It was crucial, and it helped really save a drive and ultimately helped us secure the win. So just happy that we were able to do that.
And like I said, there was you had a patience about you when you were handling. I could see it. I mean, I think back to was it 22 that Mike Corda actually called the commissioner and then had all the refs come out in the tunnel with him.
Yep.
I know he was there. Was there a point where you were like, Mike, get on the phone?
No, but
on the phone.
But like I said, we were having good communication, and so and I respect the ref for having
been doing a very good job this year with for the most part. Obviously, listen, it's got to be tough. It's like you when you first started coaching at Hudson Valley this year. Obviously, you have years of experience with football. Was there ever a point where you're looking at a play and your brain started to warp back to the indoor game? Like, all right, well, we got the high motion here. It's like, no.
Nah, there are probably a couple maybe minor things that happen, nothing major, but again, you really do kind of settle into the things that you're most comfortable with, and so you just got to be careful. You got to be able to switch your mind from one thing to another, and so if I'm an official that's in the Big Ten, I've got to shut that off, and I've got to turn on the arena football side of my brain, and you just have to be able to do that. If you're going to be able to do both, you got to be able to do that, and so. Like I said, we had great communication with the officials. We were able to come together, figure out, understand, and finally get, a call that should have been called early in the game. We got it right. And all I can do is respect the league for making sure that we had that moment and made things right for us. And ultimately, we were able to win the game.
Before we did the show here, we're live. We're live at the bunker over in Latham. It's their big night. They have a mixer for the Colony Chamber of Commerce. The flock is here in attendance. Beautiful place. Coach is ready to go swing some golf clubs. As a matter of fact, I know Castronova and Nell and a couple other guys are already in your bay swinging the golf clubs.
Yes, they are.
There's been some talk from my co-host where he doesn't put us number one in the power rankings. Do you care about power rankings at all?
No, I mean obviously that's something for other people to discuss and deal with. That's ultimately we just want to win each game, and so. Not that it matters, but I think that sometimes when I see comments or I hear comments about why people put rankings on, sometimes it's just necessary for explanation. I see a bunch of the comments, under some of these posts where we're number one is them saying that we haven't beat Billings. And so I get it, their owner, Steve Titus, and he's a great guy. Yep. And he likes to jab at us about the fact that we haven't beat them. Yep. But my thing is, ultimately, if you look at the games, obviously it took an interesting level of commitment on some things to keep us from winning the game out in Billings. And again, in the championship game, it was a great football game. Again, we were missing, a very important piece of the game, and hopefully they beat us. I have all the respect in the world. I tremendous amount of respect for Coach Walker. Tremendous amount of respect for Mr. Titus and what they're doing, and tremendous amount of respect for Billings Outlaws.
Yeah.
But if you actually watch the game, you shouldn't care one way or another who's one or number two. If you've got us both 1 and 2, no matter which way it goes, again, if you really watch the games, those have been some really, really good football games played against two very, very well coached and two very, well put together teams. So I just kind of hate the whole, like I said, and I get it. It's some ribbing. For me, I'm a little more serious. It's not as easy for me to take all that ribbing and kind of not say something. But at the end of the day, I do obviously think there's some reasons why we, didn't at least go 1-1 last year. So I'll leave it at that. But again, I'm looking forward to, facing Coach Walker in the Billings Outlaws.
Sorry, somebody wants to buy us around. I picked one I knew he'd like. You'll need that. That's golf swing lubricant. We're getting that for you. Get that here. Well, I mean, obviously, April 13th is the day. You can't think about that yet, but for the people who really want to figure out the rankings, that's the day. But this Sunday on Vice, Salina Liberty, we're headed there. That's a long trip. Just after a long trip to Nashville. What can we expect? Looking forward to this Liberty versus Firebirds game.
Yeah, Salinas came out of the gate and lost 2 games to Corpus. And so, again, I know they're chomping at the bit to get a win. Not something we're going to overlook. We had a tremendous practice today getting ready for Salina. We're going to have a tremendous game plan together for them. We're going to take the long trip. Like I said, I love the long trips. It gives us a chance to bond together, just be us against the world. Be together where we're a whole town is against us, and I love that feeling. So we're going to take this long trip seriously. We're going to enjoy our time together again, like we did last week. We had a couple sicknesses going through the team last week, so
Yeah.
I don't make any excuses, and I didn't want to put that out there. But we went through a tough week last week, and so now that all that's subsided and we can get back to business, really looking forward to it. Coach O'Neill out there with Salina's done a very good job in his career, so it's another challenge in our face. And again, I just want to get into a fist fight with every one of these teams, and I just want to come out with a win. That's all there is to it.
Gonna be a hell of a game. Salina's a team that their ownership is very solid. Their coaching staff, their front, everything very solid. They're getting closer and closer. When you're the first team a team faces when they've only seen one other team, is there ever any challenge to that? Is there any other worry that they're almost like when you guys get we go out there and we throw 78 on the board because we're sick of hitting each other. Salina's got to be sick of seeing those baby blues from Corpus Christi. Is there any worries that maybe they bring it a little harder because it's us?
Not any more worry. I say this to all our guys. It's tough to play here because we get everybody's Super Bowl effort. Again, when everybody talks about us so much across the country and across the media, at the end of the day, it's just something that happens. It doesn't matter. If the team's 0-5 and they come to play us, they're going to give their best effort. It just happens. And so we're ready for that. We talk about that from a culture standpoint from the beginning of training camp. We're going to get everybody Super Bowl effort, and we're fine with that. We love that. We relish that opportunity to play all tough games every single year, and we're just super excited to have another chance to go and play a new opponent.
Absolutely. I mean, it's exciting. It's an early year. There's a lot of craziness already taking place, and I see joining us right now is the defensive coordinator, Brandon Cisse. What's up, Cisse?
How we doing?
Good. Look at that. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me do this right.
The family.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Cisse.
Thank you, guys. Much love.
I'm about to let him have the show, and I'm going to swing these gloves around a little bit. So I'm going to let him slide in. You guys have a talk. Flock Nation, I love you. We'll see you again next weekend. Let's pack the house. Let's get 10,000 people in this arena for Billings. They've never had Capital Region hospitality, so let's make sure we bring friends, families, everybody. Let's get out here. Let's get wild on a Sunday, April the 13th, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Ladies and gentlemen, your head coach, general manager, golf lover, Damon Ware. he slides out, and but we're not there was a part of me that thought this was going to be like a 17-minute show today because I knew Coach wanted to swing those golf clubs. He's been waiting patiently, but luckily we've got the best damn DC in AF1 joining us, Brandon Cisse, everybody.
How we doing?
So, all right. So, Coach, you've had, and listen, I love telling this story, but I don't think people realize it. So, I knew you as a player in the Empire days, and your passion for the game would come through on the field, but off the field, I would have thought somebody paid you to not talk to me, or maybe you didn't like me. I didn't know. But then one day, you and I are shooting the breeze, and I look over at you and I go, "You ever think of coaching?" And your eyes lit up. Yeah, and you started telling me about your love of the game and who you've learned from and all that. Absolutely. So to see you here means the world to me. What's it like this year where you got 2 games under your belt already? Defense comes out, handles business week 1, and then puts it together in week 2.
Man, it's definitely a blessing, man. Thanking God first always. He's ahead of my life. So just being prepared, man, and like you say, loving the game. It's something that's surreal. But at the same time, man, I mean, when you love something, you never work another day in your life. I love what I do. I love being mentored up by Coach Ware and watching how he does things, being paying attention to detail and being very cerebral. So I was very intrigued by that, and I do want to be the best I could possibly be. And not only that, just mentoring these guys that are coming in and watching them elevate their game and take it to the next level is always special, right? So that's what it's all about here. At the end of the day, like I said, it's not it's no fans around here. It's all family, and I literally watch people grow in this room, and it's a special thing, and I love it. So I keep doing it, man, and I'm glad that I'm in the driver's seat, far as you will, as defensive lead these young men to greatness. So that's what we're gonna do.
Is it easier or harder to coach guys that you played with and against? Because I mean, obviously they know you can bring it.
Well, there's that mutual respect, right? And that's where professionalism comes in. And we have a great group of guys, a great group of young men that actually understand what they want far as being great and understanding my position, what I want as far as being great in my position, and just buying in and understanding that we're doing the same thing on the same page. So kudos to those guys too as well, being professionals. So it's all good.
Everybody, I've done this to you for years. I finally stopped because I could see your passion for coaching.
Yeah.
Do you ever miss it? Do you ever miss getting back out and putting the shoulder pads on somebody?
You get that itch all the time, but if I can't give, the effort that I always give and, be 100% out there, then I wouldn't do that to the game. I mean, so many greats before my time, everything they've done, and me be able to put my piece to that puzzle of greatness. Man, it's only right to, let somebody else come in and continue that. So I wouldn't do the game like that at all. But I get an itch every day.
Brandon C, stay with us. We're live in the bunker. It's it's Flock University. The Flock support's here. Adopt a player. The guys are getting bags. Was this something that you ever got to experience when you were a player? The fan support bags?
Not necessarily. It was always there, but not in this magnitude, which is awesome. I think that definitely is trailblazing for. Hopefully, this can spread around the league and not even only this AFL 1, IFL, NFL. It's all about the family, man, and being able to take care of these guys that come from different parts of this beautiful country and being able to help them and support them and be one-on-one with them. It's total. It's so awesome, and players are very, very grateful.
And there it goes. It's completely up. Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Then that was going to happen. All right, close enough.
We're at the bunker, baby.
That's a hole in one right there.
Hey, there you go.
So, all right, so we're live at the bunker. Actually, yeah, their big chamber event. And by the way, at AF1, we're the only our fan base is the only one that does the bags. No one ever is going to take care of you the way our does. Don't ever want to sign with. You only want to sign with Albany. Right. Only Albany. That's it.
Hey,
my guy.
Big Hardy in the building, man. Shout out to Big Hardy, man. He's been playing great as well, man. Dude, what a big guy. What a big athlete, man. Big skill guy.
That's the guy you got to. I want to go back in the time machine. I want to bring Brandon Steve straight out of Texas Tech and put him up against Isaiah Hardy.
That'd be a good one, man. All right.
The guys
are Singleton right there, man. He's a dog too.
Dude, all these guys. I mean, like this is a good looking group too.
Oh, yeah, man. These guys work hard, man. I tell you what, they compete every day, man. They're dedicated. We want to make sure that Firebird family is definitely happy with them every single day by putting the hard work in.
I love it.
That's what it's all about.
You've got a really great ability to kind of crack people's shells. Like you,
right? Yeah.
Looks the big guy. The big guy has two abilities, and I'm not big the way you're big, but my mouth's big.
Okay.
We can either make you feel part of it, or we can push you away from it.
Sure.
And I've noticed from day one, you make people feel part of it.
Well, that's what it's about, though. You know what I mean, Jeff? Like, okay, so a lot of people ask me all the time as well, like, winning those championships, what was it? And I'll tell you what, it's not about X's and O's at all. You know what I mean? It's all about camaraderie. It's about family. It's about coming together right now, chilling up, all these different kind of personalities, meshing them all together because got one thing in mind, and that's just being great together. So, man, you got to be able to be open up to, the teammates and the guys that you're working with, and be a good people person, and you got to have great personality, and be able to mesh it all together is what the science is. So, and obviously, if they're not good as far as personality or fitting in, if you will, put me on that, it always sees itself out. So, this is a tight knit group, man. It's family over here, man. We're going through growing pains as usual, but man, I tell you what, this nucleus, man, is building. It's
exciting, and like I've been able to see through different angles, different rosters. I said it last year. I'm going to say it again this year. This is a group of guys I want in my hometown. I'm glad that you guys put this group together and brought them to the Capital Region.
Exactly. They do, and that's what we want to bring to the family. We don't want how it is. Bringing new people to the family. Got to make sure they, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, if you will. But all these are great young men. They all are focused, and they all have aspirations and dreams that they're trying to accomplish. And they all come together and doing it together, man. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. They're getting after it, man. I'm telling you.
See, like growing up, it was always like I had two kind of friends. I had the friends I'm like, don't embarrass me in front of my parents. Right. Then I had the friends where it's like, to my parents, don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
That's a valid point. I always tell them all the time. I say, you know what? You guys are a representation of me, and just do the things that I would do, and that's what you do in the recruitment. You don't win championships during the season. It's all about the off season, and we put a good group of guys together with with like minds. And these guys are tremendously focused, man. And they get after it like I said, they get after it every single day. You practice at a high level, you can play at a high level, right? So, and these guys come and push each other, and they're going to be great. Trust me. And the ceiling is so high right now.
Defensive coordinator for your Albany Firebirds, Brandon Cisse, with us. And I feel like this version of the AF1, this league, there's more of an emphasis on defense than I think I've ever seen in arena football. Are you seeing the same thing?
Exactly, and that's the thing I wanted to accomplish myself. Is I love, obviously being a defender, but at the same time, trying to pave my own way and trailblaze my own way and my identity through defense and trying to stop these high-powered offenses. And I get an awesome situation every day going against the number one guy if you ask me, in all leagues. So just getting after that and try to hold him to a certain extent. I mean, hey, man, look, you can't get any much better than that. So, but yes, it's definitely trying to trailblaze and find out new identities that you can bring to the game. That's kind of say my way.
Well, I mean, like this is something I said about you from day one because I look up the bio. Yeah. Texas Tech.
Yes.
You were there under the pirate himself, Mike Leach.
Yes, please.
Absolutely. One of my favorite. I got talking for 13 seconds, and it was like I fangirled. I was like, ah! But you played a different kind of football. Other teams, there were defense. Your offense was built to keep your defense off the field so they could rest.
Yes.
You guys did not have that. It was much like arena football where it's like, all right, we're going to score fast. We're going to score often. Yes, if you need win, that's your problem. Get it after the game.
I tell you what, that's a great way to put it. I mean, it definitely is. That's exactly what it was. And that's what made me make my decision as well as a defender. You got a team that's scoring a lot of points, but they just need a little help on defense to stop a few points. And just get into that program, Texas Tech University at the time, and still to this day, but just so cerebral and detailed out that a lot of people were against it. Why is he going for fourth down? Well, analytically, it says that if I do this and do that, then this will work. So it was never one of those moments where we're too high, too low. It was all about having great body language, great effort, and just believing in each other. So I loved it, man. Rest in peace to Mike Leach, man. He held me accountable multiple times as me, maturing as a great football player, but not only that, just off the field being a man. So shout out to him.
Absolutely. Like it's
rough McNeil too.
Is that where you got the love of coaching? Like, did you always know you were going to coach, or was that something that you caught over time?
Just me being a leader. But I was always fighting that, right? It makes sense. Like I just want to hang out with the guys. But it just was a calling, I guess you could say. And I won't even guess. I would say it's a calling that I have, just to lead and be open, understanding, and watching and loving the fact of watching, my teammates evolve into great players, great men. That was always awesome to me, and it's still to this day. Like having conversations with some of my old teammates and seeing where they're at, having families, and just getting these promotions, getting coaching jobs here and things like that. It's just always amazing. So I was always infatuated with that, just helping.
Speaking of families, how's the? I mean,
new additions.
There's a couple Cisse's in the house now.
Man, he's always hungry. Let's say that.
Got to eat.
He's doing great. He's such a blessing to our family. Can't wait to see what he does and what he becomes. And I'm just there to watch this whole thing unfold. Be there for him as usual, and just watch it happen. It's always beautiful representing. And,
is it hard this year though? Because I mean, like it's a different because you went right from Hudson Valley to being the DC of the Firebirds, and in the middle of all that, little man comes into the world.
Yeah, I tell you what. Well, big ups to my wife, Claire. She's definitely the rock of the family and holding this together, and I'm so grateful for her because I'm able to chase my dream and do what I can, do what I love to do, and at the same time, she's always there to help me have that balance, and I'm so grateful for her. Like I say, God's always in front of our lives, and we stay prayed up. We got a great support system within her family, my family, that love us so much and they want to see us grow and be prosperous. So we're grateful for that. We're very blessed, and without Miss Claire, there would be no Miss Cisse. That's a fact.
All right, so we're gonna do. We're live at the bunker. Do you swing the golf clubs?
I can get down.
Yeah.
I'm not as much as I'm not like Sam and Coach Ware, but I can get down though. I can handle mine.
They're in there swinging the clubs now.
Oh yeah.
So here's what I think we should do here live at the bunker. We'll do questions from the flock.
Okay.
And then you can go in there and show them up a little bit. Plus, I know that the Chamber of Commerce network is upstairs. They're dying to see you. There's food up there as well. But I guess we got to hear from Coach Ware when you're watching during the Nashville game, and this is not to critique the refs. Every ref is doing the best they can do out there.
Absolutely.
When you're noticing the illegal defense and that it's a blitz that's not supposed to be happening,
right.
How do you keep your cool? Because again, inside the white lines, you were known for being not cool.
Right. Well, it's levels, right? So you go from being a player to a coach and you're a leader, and you have to think about this. You got 8 men watching you, depending on you to lead the way. And so with that being said, I definitely have to carry myself differently. And then the game slows down once you become a coach. I feel as though. And like I said, the love of the game and just understanding how everything goes, knowing that sometimes things won't go my way. So it's not about the last play, it's about the next play, because that's something we can control. And that's what I tell my guys all the time, so that we can understand that things happen in games that we can't control. But hey, what can we do? We got to forget about it, keep moving. Because at the end of the day, we got the next play. So we're looking.
Kayla says, tell Cisse Miles says hello.
What up, Miles? What's going on? Oh man. All times,
dude. Cisse's been a favorite of the area, and then now that you're here, where did you grow up? I know you played in Texas. Yeah. Where'd you grow up?
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. So born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
So what do you think of Ware?
Man, you know what? It's so crazy because we never seen snow down there. So me being up here, I was just like, oh man, snow. But now, being here, my second home, I'm like, oh, snow. But it hasn't been too bad. No, I love the winter. I love all the seasons. I love being outside. So, the Adirondacks in itself was always awesome for me. So it's like it's perfect for me.
Kayla said he's jumping for joy right now. Thank you. All right. I know this one, I can answer this one. Fibers DW. With our kicker being an international player, do we dress 22 or still only 21? Still only 21. We can have a 25-man roster, but you can only dress 21.
Actually, you can do 22.
You can do 22?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
All right, I was wrong.
I read that rule.
Hey,
and
hey, Ray. Ray, it's 6:30. Shouldn't you be in bed? Shouldn't you be asleep, sir? The home's going to be looking for you. Tapioca pudding for everybody with little mandarin oranges. He's on. He gone.
Yeah,
really? You can dress 22?
22. So,
really?
Yeah. I actually studied that rule, and we were having a meeting one night, and I thought to myself, and I asked Coach, hey, Coach, there's a rule that says international players not count on the roster. We might have another rule, having some space for the players that we definitely could use. And we have, if not the most elite players coming in our camp, and it was very hard camps that we have to deal with every single year. And we were able to keep another guy, which is, man, it's an awesome deal. So of course,
I love
took advantage of that. So
I thought the overall
everybody
roster,
else trying to do that too. But,
right. Well, you can't just go grab somebody. I mean, we've seen what happens.
Always trying to be replicated.
Yeah, we see what happens. We had at one point we almost had a Jamaican track star on the team. That didn't work out great. But I thought the overall roster stayed, but game day didn't change. So that's good. See, I learned that. So that's why I have Coach Cisse
in the building, man. Speaking of that, man.
Yeah,
great. Man,
Henry Nell is, dude. He's the real deal. He is cool to me.
Oh, Smitty got to take all right, because he's playing Big Zeke's in the building right now. He's walking around, man. His energy, man. I'm telling you,
Zeke was mad at me because somebody spelled his name wrong. He's like, I was like, I didn't do it. He goes, well, somebody's not reading the Bible. I go, well, that is me. I'm not doing. I mean, I could be better. But Nani said to leave Ray alone. Nani, Ray starts it. Okay, Ray starts it.
It's Nani, man. I call Auntie Nani. Thank you so much for the food. Oh my gosh, man, this is so awesome.
I gotta get it on that. Instead of factor, I'll get the Nani factor.
Man. Thank you for the Nani. Thank you for Miss Nani.
All right, anybody here got a question for Coach Cisse or anything like that? Nope, they're all eating and giving their bags out. All right, I think it's time that we let you go swing the golf clubs, have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, your defensive coordinator, multiple champion, Brandon Cisse, everybody.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
Actually, little trivia question for you.
Yeah.
Only 2 people have all 3 Empire Championship rings, and they're both sitting up here. And I will tell you, he played harder for his, but I did sweat more for mine. There he is, Brandon
bring
Cisse,
more back
everybody.
Home. Yep.
There he goes, man. I love you, Brandon. He's the man, Cisse. All right. Yeah, how about a round of applause for the flock themselves up here? You guys, great job today, as always. Applause for yourselves. Come on now. Little love for the Ray, nobody can understand you, sir. Put your teeth back in. Put your teeth back in, sir. Jesus. Who brought Grandpa doesn't know what's going on? Who's going on here? All right. How about some love for our host, The Bunker, everybody? All right. My name is Jeff Levack. That's hurtful. That's hurtful. So that's all right. See, my guys give me. All right, everybody. We cannot end a single episode, which, as of course, it is ending a little early for two reasons. One, people keep tripping on the camera. I feel bad about that. And two, Coach wanted to swing the golf clubs. But you can't end it without those two simple words. 1, 2, 3. Flock you.